Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hello and welcome to the launch of the 2018 NatWest Six Nations Championship. I'm Lee Mackenzie. It's a pleasure to be part of this new chapter of the Six Nations. It's a new year, a new sponsor, a new launch venue, but very much the same DNA, which makes this championship so loved and looked forward to by millions and millions of people, not just in the UK, but around the world. Last year saw England crowned champions in Dublin. France, Ireland and Scotland got 3 wins apiece, which meant the sides were separated only by points difference, and the margins were tighter than ever. 6 matches won by a single score. We all love an opportunity to look back at the thrills and spills, so let's indulge ourselves at this time of the morning and remind ourselves why we love the NatWest Six Nations quite so much. It's a new year, a new opportunity. There will be highs and lows, countless tries and possibly a little controversy, not from simple, unbiased journalists like us, but coaches, you know what these players and fans can be like. Before we talk to the men and women leading their countries, I'd like to welcome onto the stage from NatWest, Alison Rose, who's the CEO of Commercial and Private Banking.
Hello and a very warm welcome to the launch of the NatWest Six Nations here at Syon Park. I'm incredibly proud to be standing here as we launch our brand new title sponsorship with NatWest Six Nations, and this follows on from 15 fantastic years with RBS. Today NatWest becomes the title partner of the championship as we invest in our customer-facing brands. As NatWest, as you may know, we have a strong heritage with rugby at all levels. In particular, we're particularly proud over the last 9 years we've delivered the successful Rugby Force programme at grassroots level across England and Wales. And having a voice in this championship helps drive that connectivity and support for the grassroots and help to continue to support and help clubs grow safely and securely in this amazing sport. This very unique competition brings together our staff, our customers and local communities. We know that hundreds of those grassroots clubs will throw open their doors and bring in participants, bring in friends and families to join in supporting this championship and celebrating this amazing game. In particular, we're delighted through our involvement over the last 15 years to see the development and growth of the sport, to be involved in a sport with such a strong, positive culture, supporting positive competition and increasingly inclusion and diversity, which is a very important aspect for us and our involvement in this championship. More than 1 million people will attend the NatWest Six Nation Games each year, and 125 million will watch them on TV, and this platform is a fantastic one for us to engage across our business and our communities. Finally, I'd like to thank you, the media, who are coming to this exciting journey with us, and we launched this title sponsorship. Your support has been fantastic, and I know we're going to start with a wonderful championship. I'd like to wish all the teams good luck. I'm looking forward to an exciting programme, and with that, I'd now like to hand over to Pat Whelan, who is the chairman of the Six Nations. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the 2018 NatWest Six Nations media launch. It's hard to believe that we're just over a week away from the start of the 2018 NatWest Six Nations Championship, and we look forward to what promises to be a fine spectacle of rugby. I would like to start by welcoming NatWest on board as our new title sponsor. We indeed look forward to working closely with them throughout the season to promote and grow this wonderful championship. This year, we have a few firsts. For the first time ever, the championship match will be played at the Orange Velodrome in Marseille, where France will host Italy on Friday, the 24th of February. Also, for the first time, a Women's Six Nations Championship game will be played in Bastia in Corsica. We would like to welcome our new broadcast partners in Ireland, TV3, and our new American broadcaster, NBC, to their first launch. We're looking forward to working with them to growing the championship to even greater heights. The championship will of course also be broadcast live by BBC and ITV in the UK, France 2 in France and D-Max in Italy, and I would like to thank them for their continued support. The 2017 championship saw us achieve record numbers across the TV and digital platforms. This year we look forward to beating the numbers as we get set for the most competitive championship in years. England will be looking for a historical third consecutive championship, and as I said last night, everybody else will be trying to stop them. And while we can expect strong performances from the other five nations who will be vying as well for that coveted crown. The Women's Six Nations Championship is becoming more popular every year, and we look forward to some top-class rugby from these gifted players. As witnessed during last year's championship and during the Women's Rugby World Cup in the summer, the women's game becomes more and more of a spectacle every season, with some dynamic players throughout each of the teams. I would like to take this opportunity to thank our official partners Guinness and TISO, as well as the six unions and their staff, for their indeed unwavering support and commitment. And also, of course, I would like to thank all the media outlets online and indeed offline for their support and the way they report on this magnificent competition, both in the weeks leading to and during the championship, thus keeping the public informed of every development. Thank you also to the Six Nations staff for their work and dedication in the lead up and during the championship. My very best wishes to everyone who's involved, and good luck to all the teams. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much to Pat and to Alison too. Okay, I'd like to welcome onto the stage our captains for the NatWest Six Nations Championship, starting with the men. Alan Wynne-Jones from Wales, John Barclay from Scotland, for France, Guillaume Guirado, Rory Best from Ireland, Italy's Sergio Parisse, and Dylan Hartley from England. Gentlemen, thank you very much for your time. Alan Wynne, if I could start with you. In the autumn, Wales ran out a lot of different players, different styles of rugby. Have all the questions that you posed been answered? How settled is this team heading into this championship?
We've got a little bit of fresh blood, so there's a few questions to be asked of those guys. I think it's a change of styles. I think we've been trying to do that since summer 2016, so that's been in progress. I think mostly the game we had against South Africa to finish off the autumn pretty much summed up where we are. A few forced changes, guys not available for selection. To get that win and finish on a high was very positive for us, and we're coming off the back of a win moving into this competition, so it's exciting to see those guys that haven't featured and the guys that did feature in the final game.
Now, Wales finished fifth in last year's championship by your own standard and the nation's hugely competitive standards. How quickly do you think that Wales can get back to competing at the top of this championship?
Time will tell, but I think you look at some of the brand of rugby that some of the Scarlets guys have played, some of the regions in patches, how close the Ospreys got to coming out of the European pool this year. Minor positives there, if we can put that together. But like you say, some of the individual attributes that we have in the squad, it's going to be a tasty affair. But we can't shy away from the expectation, because that's why we're all here.
Thanks, Alan Wynne. John Barclay, well, Scotland had a very good run last year, not just in the Six Nations, but beating Australia twice, running the All Blacks close. How much confidence have results like that and performances like that given to Scotland heading into this championship?
Yeah, I think they've given a bit of confidence. We spoke earlier in the week, and we all start on zero going into competition on points. So, yeah, we took a bit of confidence, a bit of optimism. But if you look around, look what other countries have done in the autumn, and historically in the Six Nations, it's not an easy competition. So, yeah, I think we can temper it with a bit of caution, and we know how hard the competition is. But equally, we can take a bit of confidence if we can keep playing the same brand of rugby.
Bearing in mind he's sitting in the front row here, what has Gregor Townsend brought to the Scotland setup, not just in terms of his coaching, but also in terms of his experience as well?
I think they're just trying to make training it's different to what Vern did. The ideas are different, the way we're playing is a little bit different, and the whole group's brought in a different methodology to the way we train. The training's very intense, very stressful, very chaotic. But I think you can see that by the way we play. I guess maybe a bit of organised chaos is how some people are describing it, but it suits the body shapes we have, the style of players we have. Yeah, I guess that's the best way I can put it.
Thank you very much, John. Guillaume Corrado, in terms of the setup with France, Jacques Brunel has not been there that long. With that short period of time, has he been able to make a big enough impact for France heading into this championship?
Mais forcément pour nous, il y a un renouveau au niveau du staff, au niveau des joueurs. Il y a une nouvelle génération qui monte et qui pousse fort dans notre championnat et en Champions Cup. On espère que sur cette édition du tournoi Destination, on va pouvoir montrer que la jeunesse française arrive à pousser et à faire un sacré Destination.
Well, clearly we have had a renewal of the staff. Hello? I'm sorry. Is it my voice? I'm so sorry. All right.
We won't blame you for that. No. Oh, well, maybe we will, actually. Let me have a think about this. Since we're all so relaxed, we're presuming there is no fire, but let's just clarify this. I think third time lucky.
Yes, hopefully. Well, there has been a renewal of the staff and the squad and a new generation, and obviously they've done very well with the Championship and the Champions Club in particular. So certainly we hope to be able to show that indeed France has grown.
Thank you very much. In terms of, Guillaume, just one more for you. The French side has had injury, it's had retirement, but a few returning faces as well. How strong do you think that France will be for this championship?
Oui, il y a eu quelques joueurs qui ont pris leur retraite, mais il y a aussi du renouveau, donc un mélange de générations. Donc, que pensez-vous de la France et de l'État, de la force de la France?
Comme je vous disais précédemment, c'est vrai que la jeune génération pousse fort dans notre championnat, montre de très belles choses. Donc, on espère qu'on va pouvoir le mettre en œuvre et surtout le montrer sur ce Six Nations parce que c'est une édition très importante pour nous. Donc j'espère que sur ces 2 semaines de préparation, parce que le match de l'Irlande est le plus important pour nous pour bien commencer ce Six Nations.
Well, as I was saying, we have a new generation, and they have shown what they can do in the championship, and certainly we hope that they'll be able to show this again in the Six Nations tournament, because this is very important for us. And we've had a 2-week preparation, which should stand us in very good stead.
Thank you very much. Rory Best, you missed out on the championship last year, but you were able to deny England that Grand Slam. Do you think that Ireland has in its armoury the chance to go one better this year?
I think when you look at it, it's a very, very tough championship, and I think you start to look beyond that and start to think about winning it, and you take your eye off the ball in the first game, and it can cost you. Because it's so intense, with only 5 games, if you get off to a bad start, it puts you under a lot of pressure to try to regain that momentum and regain points that you've lost.
A clean sweep in the autumn internationals, and you have the bounce of the Six Nations where you get the 3 home matches. How nice or relaxing is it when you know that you've got those 3 home matches and not just the 2? Does it make a difference?
I'm not sure that it's always nicer to be at home. You know, it's a bit more familiarity. You are in a hotel that you've been in November, and you obviously know the ground really well, and you do captain's run there. Ready for it, but like I said earlier, it's such a tough tournament that it'll come down to little bits of a bounce the ball here and having the ability to create your own little bit of luck at times and capitalising on those opportunities come.
Sergio Parisse, good to see you back on the field at the weekend. It was a tough season for Italy last year, but still relatively new under the terms of Conor O'Shea. Do you think now that Italy has all the pieces in place to continue this building that's been going on in Italian rugby over the years?
Well, we still building a little bit the team, especially because since Conor arriving to Italy, they starting to move a little some things in Italy, especially for our franchises, for Zebra and Treviso, and of course for us every single round is going to be tough, and I'm really confident. I'm really confident in the way we are working, and of course when you don't get the results, positive results, sometimes you can lose a little bit of confidence, but my job and my responsibility and Conor's job as well is trying to get into this team and to display that they have talent, believe me, and to perform as best as they can. So of course it's going to be tough as every single Six Nations for us, but we are really looking forward to improve every single game and trying to fight every single match.
So what is the target then for Italy? Is it results, or is it overall performance, or does it just at this stage matter about the win, no matter how you get it?
Well, we are not in a position to target about winning or losing game. Our target is to perform as best as we can every single game. We from the past, in last maybe 12 years, we have big great moments, beating good sides, but we don't have continuity in our results. We are going really up and down, and we want trying to fix and play in a good level. And obviously our objective is trying to be able to be not competitive and well, because we want to win. It's not about just be competitive and be happy to maybe losing game by 1 point, 10 points, and we play a good match. It's not that our mentality, but of course we are realistic. We know that in some part of our game we are not as strong as the other teams, but in the same time we want to show that we can play good rugby, and of course if we fight for 80 minutes and stay near the score every single match, is going to be obviously a good result for us. And of course if we can maybe shock and have some wins, of course we'll be happy and proud of it.
Thank you very much, Sergio. Dylan, another very strong year for England last year. Not maybe the perfect end to the championship that you were all hoping for, but as Eddie and you talk about this build up to the Rugby World Cup, how important is it to get that hat-trick of championships this year?
As a team, obviously got a long-term big picture goal, but in the here and now, the focus is fully on preparing for Italy. We want to utilise this in the next 10 days, be best prepared to start the tournament with a bang. And as we all know, Italy gave us a difficult, challenging match last year at Twickenham, so we're preparing for that. And echoing Rory's sentiments, the tournament's long. It's 8 weeks as a team together. If you take your eye off the ball, you come unstuck. So our focus is fully on the here and now.
A lot of nations suffering from injuries, England no exception, but you've got incredible strength and depth. How strong do you think the squad is that you have, and how good are these new faces that we might see over the next few weeks?
I think it's the nature of the beast. It's rugby. When you're playing club rugby or international rugby, people have got injuries, and it's how you best deal with them. And we're in a good position where we've integrated players over the last season, 2 seasons. We've got people who's coming in. We've got young players coming in. We've got apprentices. We've got good depth. So we're very blessed to have good players coming in. And the good thing about the young guys is they come in, they bring the energy, and they push the older guys on.
Gentlemen, thank you very much for your thoughts. Best of luck to all of you. If you wouldn't mind taking your seats in the front row. Now, though, it's time to talk about the Women's Six Nations, a competition that continues to grow in popularity year on year. Last year, there was an increase in television coverage, and coming off the back of a World Cup year, we can expect things to only get bigger and better. Let's take a look at some of the highlights. Please welcome the women's captains to the stage. From Wales, Caris Phillips, Lisa Martin from Scotland, Gail Hermé from France, Kira Griffin from Ireland, Sarah Baratan from Italy, and Sarah Hunter from England. Well, Caris, we'll start with you. 10 uncapped players in this Welsh side. Does that inject an awful lot of enthusiasm and energy, or how much bedding in do you still have to do?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously we qualified for the World Cup, the next World Cup, so it's a good chance for us to get these youngsters in. We've got 10 new ones, which is great to see, and you know, obviously still our youngest one is Flyke, who's got 2 caps, and she's only just turned 18. So I think the future that we're going for is excellent. It's an exciting time.
Thanks very much, Caris. Lisa, Scotland had some, let's say, long-awaited wins finally last year, but there also seems to be more professional players in the Scottish side now. How on the up is Scotland as a rugby nation from the women's point of view?
I think it's massively on the up just now. Like you mentioned, having those 2 wins last year was a massive boost for the girls, and I know that it kind of put all the hard work in over the years. Just to have those wins was massive, but it's something that we kind of need to push on for and not really look back on again. We've had a really good pre-season with good wins there as well, and it's just about kicking on this Six Nations and making it as successful as last one. And the girls that we have now that are professional, obviously our 3 girls over in France and Sarah all back in Scotland, they're really setting the bar, setting the standards with the way that they're training, the way they're playing, and it's really getting the rest of the squad to meet those standards as well. So it's a fantastic and exciting time to be part of women's rugby in Scotland, and long may the rise continue.
Thank you very much. Gail, France finished 3rd at the Rugby World Cup. How much of a boost has given that to the side as they head into this championship?
Odile, can you repeat the question?
La France a terminé 3e à la Coupe du Monde. Est-ce que c'est une vraie stimulation pour vous?
Alors oui, forcément, c'est une vraie stimulation parce que on aimerait, on finit quand même sur une note, une bonne note, mais on reste quand même frustré du résultat. On aimerait pouvoir monter un peu plus haut sur le podium.
Merci.
So yes, it was a boost because it was a very good feeling regarding this result. However, it was a frustration. So we would really want to win now.
Okay, thank you very much. Ciara, a tough World Cup from Ireland, but new faces, new opportunity, new captain. How is the rebuilding process for Irish rugby going?
Yeah, it's going well. It's great. There's 9 new girls in the squad and there's 10 different clubs represented, so that's a massive boost for women's rugby in Ireland, and it's going well. Camps are going good. There's a great buzz around and the new girls are slotting in really well, so it's exciting.
Thank you very much. Sarah, Italy didn't record a win in last year's championship, but you've been working so hard for things to improve, to make sure that you don't repeat that. How good is this Italian squad?
Non siamo riuscite a portare a casa nessuna vittoria e quest'anno, dall'anno scorso, è cambiato che abbiamo fatto un amichevole a novembre, ci siamo radunate 2 volte in questo periodo, per cui siamo riuscite ad allenarci di più insieme e secondo me dobbiamo centrare il nostro obiettivo su migliorare le prestazioni e in qualche modo speriamo che le vittorie arriveranno.
Grazie mille. Thank you very much. Sarah, you are the reigning Grand Slam winners. You got to the finals of the Rugby World Cup, so as every year we can expect all nations to be gunning for England. In terms of the dominance that you showed last year, that must be so reassuring, but are you expecting the other nations to raise their game?
Yeah, absolutely. We know every time we come into a competition, whether that's Six Nations or whether that's a World Cup or an Autumn International, that teams will always raise their game. And as all the other captains have mentioned, that the preparation that all the teams have now and are investing in the game is far beyond that it ever has been. So we know that it'll be a fierce competition for us to have and be part of, and we're really excited about that. It's one of the biggest competitions there is in rugby, so we just want to be a part of that and hopefully take the women's game to a new level with the standard of women's rugby that it is now.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be great. Thank you very much. If I could ask you just to all stay there for the moment as I wrap up at the end of this press conference. Thank you very much to our 12 captains who have taken the time to be here, to our coaches as well. Thank you very much to Pat and to Alison. Thank you to you all for coming along and your continued support for the NatWest Six Nations Championship, but as we touched upon, it's not really a very difficult competition to love, is it? Just a little bit of housekeeping. There will be an open photo call after this. Journalists, you should get ready to head to your allocated rooms. The captains and coaches will come in country by country on a rotation basis, and and all the timings can be found on the doors, but you all know that, such seasoned pros that you are. Which just leaves me to say thank you very much for your company this morning, to you in the room. Also, for all of you home watching on the live stream, enjoy what is set to be a fantastic NatWest Six Nations Championship, and may the best teams win.